buds here will tend just to grow. But if we cut them, this guy can't talk anymore to these guys because he's gone. So if we cut right here, these other ones have about equal amount of oxygen, they'll all push, hopefully. Yeah, so what we're going to do is I'm going to cut this one off right here. And the trouble is, here's another thing we got going with pistachio, is the fact that I'm going to have to come back and graft these. And next year, in August, I might be able to graft into this if it's not too tough. But I don't know if it's going to be too tough or not, you know. So I'm going to cut this here just in case. If I get some nice buds to push here, I can put a bud there and a bud there and already get my what we call the scaffold branches going.
And explain to them what the scaffold branches are.
Are branches that are going to support the whole tree eventually. We call these, when I cut this is called the trunk. If I cut this, we get push these. Those are called primary scaffolds. And eventually we'll let those get out about 10 inches and I'll cut it again. And then those buds here will push. And that way we can form a well-branched tree where there are going to be lots of nuts so we can harvest. If we don't do that, these are going to be growing all scraggly. So I'm going to cut this again. I see some pretty good buds there. So I think what I'm going to do is just cut it like that. I realize it doesn't look like much.
And I noticed you didn't cut it at an angle.
No, people do whole acreages, you know, like they plant 600 acres in a few hours, they got big crews.
Uh-huh.
They don't have time to do that.
They don't have time to cut at an angle, so they just whack it off?
They just whack it. If you want to cut an angle, there's nothing wrong with cutting an angle. We live in a pretty dry climate.
Uh-huh.
I got this. I want to get one of these grow tubes. These are something somebody invented. The trees grow better with these.
They're called grow tubes?
Yeah, grow tubes. That's kind of like a little greenhouse. And it's better when they plant. Sometimes they plant these ones that come from the say from the test tube. They're very small trees. Okay. These ones here are bigger now, so I don't know how necessary the grow tube is. At this site, the main reason we have it is to keep people from spraying Roundup on the trunk. Pistachios are very susceptible to Roundup.
Okay.
I don't know how you guys are going to control your bees.
Well, we'll stay away from our pistachio trees.
So we use a hose. This right here will give it some protection, you know, from, I can find us these holes down here somewhere.
We'll make sure no Roundup gets around these.
That's why each different kind of tree is why we have experts in each different kind of tree, because there's so much to remember. You can almost not learn to do it all yourself.
Yes. And so your specialty is pistachio. Anything else?
Citrus.
And citrus.
I have a bunch of other crops. We don't grow them into the county, like persimmon, quince, olive.
Uh-huh.
I'm so tropical.
We should have you look at our lemon trees that were donated to us.
There's no real rule how to do this. We just wanted to hang around for a while.
Okay.
And then I'll actually try to cook this guy into.
And how long do we have to keep the grow tube on? Just until they outgrow it, or after a year?
Yeah, actually a couple of years usually. It'll just,
so once it starts to outgrow its grow tube.
So that guy looks pretty tough. So hopefully when I'm going to come back here, I'm hoping we'll get some nice push from these in August, and I'll be able to graft them.
Awesome.
To put our top on. And this is either be the male or the female tree.
Okay. And I understand the male tree is the most unspectacular.
Yeah, it doesn't have showy flowers at all. It's wind pollinated. It doesn't need to attract bees, so it just sits there and looks kind of ugly. But it's in good shade. It's a green tree.
Yeah. Okay.
So does anybody want to have any volunteers?
Pruning volunteers?
Yeah, pruning. I might help with the pruning, though. I know that's probably something.
Do we need the...
Yeah.
So you're going to put the grow tube on?
Yeah, so what I think I'm see just because they make the grow tube keep it in cut off.
Ouch, ouch.
And I'm hoping some of these buds push. It doesn't have a lot of buds on it. There'll be axillary buds in here that'll still push even though you can't see them very well. So we're just going to do something. It looks easy when you're watching.
You're just like,
start doing it.
Much easier when what?
When you're watching, it's what you're doing. You got the tape or?
I have it. No, good show.
So have you done this before?
Me? No.
You're just brave.
If you want to cut it, you can use this thing. If you want to. That's tougher than it looks. Yeah, you got it.
Safety first. I like that.
I once taught a grafting class and I told the people to bring band-aids. You know?
You want to wrap it around the tree on the inside?
Yeah, there's little holes in there. You see those holes? And I just kind of stick it through both holes. And then just kind of tie however you want to do it. There's no set.
Around the tree?
Yeah, around the trunk there. We just want to keep these from blowing away. We don't want them to end up in Tulare County, which should be nice. And that looks like a really good. You did it better than I did it.